So when it comes to pricing ad accounts, there's a couple of ways to go about it. And then there's also hybrids. So the three main ways to price an ad account, or sorry, the three main ways to price for advertising services is one, a spend bracket based on how much you're spending. So if you spend between 10 to 15K, my management fee is X, right? So there's that. Then you can charge a percentage of spend. On average is between 10 and 20%. I've heard of people charging a little bit more. I think that's a little bit ridiculous, but it also depends on how good they are and how well they know that specific niche. You know, they might know the landscape super freaking well and they charge like 30%. But what I've seen on average is between 10 and 20. Then there is more of like performance based. And I've seen people do performance based a variety of different ways. The one that I see that is probably more common is like a revenue share. So if I get your account over X amount of return, we split that revenue together.
Oh, gotcha.
Or I take all that revenue over X amount of return, something like that. I take all the additional revenue. So that's how you lay it out. And then some people do a hybrid where it's percentage based, management fee plus a percentage of spend. So I've done a combination of all of that. Right now I have like a management fee and also we'll do bonuses with a rev share. I'll
Mhm.
structure that out. I think it's like you kind of have to fill it out with the client. It requires a lot of trust to do a rev share. So for me, it took me like with one of my clients that I'm doing that with, I've been working with them for 2 years and that's when well, 3 years. And then I proposed to them year two, like that whole bonus incentive structure. So
Yeah.
it's it's whatever makes sense. And you can go in between that, you know, there's many different ways about it.
Yeah, I've right now I just been doing like hourly or like a fixed rate. That's what I've been doing so far. Um,
Hourly is the worst way to price PPC just because
yeah,
there's a lot of front loading initially, or like paid in general. There's a lot of front loading initially. And then from there, you're more or less doing, if you set up an account really well and you do all the things correctly, your optimizations should be rather easy going forward. You just need
yeah.
to make sure that you're hitting certain KPIs. You need to make sure that like you're making projections so that you can keep the client happy and, you're hitting, you're constantly keeping things fresh and all that good stuff.
Do you charge separately for like setting up all the tracking and all that?
I charge a setup fee, correct? Yeah, I charge
Yeah.
a setup fee.
Um, what is it like usually for you?
I personally charge 1,200 setup fee, like 1,200 per setup
Yeah,
fee. I've seen people charge less. I've seen people charge a lot more.
yeah. And then you do the ongoing like just like management, right?
Yep, ongoing management fee on a monthly basis.
Okay,
And that for
so
me is really easy because, I just set it up, a reoccurring payment on my CRM system. And, we don't talk about it. It's just reoccurring. Comes out
mhm,
of credit card. That's it. Boom. Now we can get started on the real work.
yeah. So like I've been charging like very low, like five in between like 500 to 1,000 just for like managing. I guess I want to like pretty much move to like a higher price point. But like I guess it depends on the clients, right? And looking for like the right clients and charging them based on um, if they make enough or not.
Yeah, it's a combination of that, but I think I would say it's mostly you. It's how you're positioning yourself and the value that you're providing and your scoreboard, the results that you've generated, like your overall case studies. How you like I said, like if you have a website, your case studies need to be shown, like are you a thought leader in the space? Do you have a lot of times, and I think it's extremely important to focus on the skill set and enhancing your skill set. I'm a big advocate for that. But a lot of times people don't realize in order to level up and charge more, it's building perceived value. You know, if you've written a book and it's become super popular, you're going to be able to charge more because you're in demand more. So remember what I mentioned before about being oversubscribed? When I'm oversubscribed, not only can I pick and choose, I can also pick and choose my rates. Like, listen, if you want to hire me, like I'm super busy, it's X amount. Like I'm sorry, like that's just is what it is. And it's okay if you don't hire me because the next person will. Like,
Mhm.
so it's up to you. and it's building that leverage, and that's a really long-term play. It's not immediate. It's not
Yeah.
something that, like in 2 months, I'm going to find someone on Upwork who's going to pay me $10,000 per month. This is a long-term play.
Hmm.
And um, so it's not so much the clients you pick. I think, yeah, that's a part of it, but what's more important is how you're positioning yourself in the landscape.
Hmm. Yeah, I've been getting clients just from like Upwork or like referrals. One thing I haven't really been doing is like creating like case study videos or like the results I've gotten or like just content. Like that's something I really need to start doing.